This is the little brother, the kitty cat to the Deviate Nitro. You're looking at the new Puma Velocity Nitro version 3. I didn't have much expectations for this. I knew it was going to be a solid shoe, but I definitely didn't expect to like it as much as I did. The thing with this shoe is that if you gave it a quick glance, it looks pretty average. Like, why bother? But if you look closer, you'll see a few unique details that I appreciate. The upper, for example, if you look at the laces, this white stitching here, it's actually reflective detailing. I think that's pretty cool, even though I never run at night. A quick note on the laces, they do slip a little bit when you tighten them, but it's definitely not hard to get a really good lockdown. Next, take a look at the gusseted tongue. It's not flimsy, and there's even a little bit of padding to keep you from feeling the laces. It's probably synthetic leather. I like it because it reminds me of a motorcycle shoe. It gives it sort of a badass vibe to it. The shape of the tongue isn't standard either. It has this central flap-like design that rests directly on top of your foot. You'd think it'd be an issue, but I didn't even notice it. You see what I'm saying? There's more than meets the eye with the Velocity Nitro. Of course, you have the familiar power tape on the medial side to give your arch a little bit of support. On the lateral side, the Puma graphic has a modern architectural feel to it, and it also doubles as structural support. The only thing I don't like about the upper is the material that they use. The engineered mesh feels and looks like plastic. It's not luxurious, but hey, it works. Now it looks very breathable, but underneath this mesh layer, there's another liner that makes it feel soft, but it does restrict the airflow. Let's get down to how the shoe actually fits. It definitely runs true to size. The step-in feel is comfortable enough, and as you can see, there's plenty of padding around the ankle collar and the heel. There's also a nice strong heel counter made of TPU. I didn't get any heel slippage whatsoever. The one thing that does stick out about the fit, which you'll notice right away, is that it feels way more snug than the Deviate Nitro. There's definitely a lot less wiggle room in the toe box and in the midfoot. I was worried that it would feel a little too constricting, but it wasn't the case, depending on the situation, but I'll get into that. So I'd say this has a way more aggressive fit compared to other daily trainers out there. As far as weight, it comes in at 9.1 ounces or 248 grams for my size 8.5 US. Now here's where the numbers get a little gray. They added a couple more millimeters to the midsole to bring it to 36 in the heel and 26 in the forefoot. But according to the website, it says it has an 8mm drop. That's interesting because I saw a similar discrepancy with the Deviate Nitros. Personally, I didn't feel that the drop was that aggressive. The only pair of shoes I own that has a 10mm drop are the Triumph 21s, and I did notice myself tipping forward with those shoes. But this didn't even register. I did notice something when it came to performance, and it has more to do with the forefoot. So let me get into the midsole. The Velocity Nitro, as the name suggests, uses Puma's nitrogen-infused foam. Now, it's a little bit denser than the Nitro Elite, but you'll notice right away the familiar sensation. It's very lively with good energy return, like the Deviate Nitro. I really like the Puma Nitro foam. They're soft, but they provide really good spring off. It does fall short of the pop you get from its plated sibling, but so does the price, by a lot. It's only 135 bucks. So have I been enjoying this shoe? Well, the snug fit, the light weight, and the responsive foam all contribute to the shoe working really well at faster sessions. The other day I did about 10 miles on the track, and 5 of those miles at a 5K, 10K pace, and I had no issues with my feet. I was worried that the lower stack height would be a problem, but it felt great. It could be that as I was running faster paces, my ground contact time was getting shorter, so in general there was less pressure. And I can't discount the track itself. It's a rubberized surface, so you do get a little extra cushioning from that. But a couple days later, I did a 10-mile long run, and I definitely felt the difference in my feet and ankles. It was noticeably more taxing. I really wish that there was a little bit more padding under the forefoot, because I definitely felt some ground contact. I didn't notice it or even mind it for the faster sessions, but for the easy runs, I do prefer a little bit more cushion. It was also the first time back that I was doing a full week of training, so my legs were pretty tired on that long run. Maybe if I had fresh legs, I wouldn't have even noticed it. And remember I was talking about that snug fit? My feet did swell up toward the end of both of those runs, but during the long run, I wished I had a little bit more room. And now we can't forget the grip, of course. It's supreme and there's lots of it. It's got traction like a pair of claws. I had no problems during any of my runs. At this point, my form gets sloppy toward the end of a run. I really need the outsole to compensate for my lack of form. This Puma grip never disappoints. I could go around those final turns without worrying that my feet were going to slip out from under me. To sum it up, you can't go wrong with the Velocity Nitro 3. It's a good, light, responsive shoe that works really well for speed sessions and for those shorter daily runs. The one area where it doesn't really work for me are those long, easy runs. but that depends on how slow yours are. The faster your pace, the more you might get away with a lower stack. And of course, I have to mention the price again. It's only 135 bucks, which is amazing. The Velocity Nitro 3 is an understated trainer that can easily take care of those daily miles and give you those racing vibes. It's a small cat with a big roar. Thanks for watching. Ride or run, let's get it done.